I'm sitting here trying to get my thoughts together. Yesterday was a pain day, or maybe it was a depression day. Maybe it was. But I just absolutely couldn't get out of bed. And it was so easy Monday morning, you know. I just jumped right in, and it was so easy, and it did my soul. It did my soul such good. Uh, my uncle that had cancer for so long, he passed away um, by yesterday morning, early yesterday morning. He's in a better place, and it's easy to say that, but when you're the one with the loss, even though you know that they were in pain, it still leaves that void. But he was my last uncle. My mom had, she was the only girl out of, oh my gosh, I can't even think right now how many brothers that she had. But it's just her left. And it wasn't that long ago that MawMaw had to let go of her only sibling, her only one, and it was my Uncle William. And maybe it's just brought up the feeling of loss. Maybe that's it. Um, we got a call this morning from somebody that works with the jail on the third shift, and they called Kevin. And of course, Tiffany, for those that don't know, Tiffany's back in jail, and I'm glad. I prayed for God to save my my child, and that was what the answer was the very night she got arrested. But you know, there she is begging and pleading for help from somebody we used to work with, somebody that knows her and is pulling on her heartstrings. And to hear the hurt in that woman's heart from her heart is, I know it probably seemed to her that we weren't helping. And then for Tiffany to tell her, would tell my mom and dad I love them if something happens to me. Detoxing is hard, and people don't always make it through detox. Those the closest to me have seen pictures of what she looked like. Um, the Sunday before they arrested her, the fact that she was stabbed with a screwdriver because of the life she's leading. But I let that person know we are working on this side of the jail cell. That we are talking to people, but there's to be no contact. And she it's it's just all hard. And I wanted to start back, you know, with the positive, go get them, girl. And that is how I felt Monday. and things will get better for me. I promise. You know, you know what you know in your heart, and you know what you know in your head, and they don't always go together. They don't always go together. But He is good, and there is a reason for the things that's happening. I got to see my uncle, when my mom was in the other hospital with her GI bleed, and she's in the ER. I got to see my uncle. I mean, I had not seen him in so long because of the virus, and he was just two doors down. And I happened to see my aunt, and if she hadn't been talking, I wouldn't recognize her behind the mask. But I got to see him, and I got to kiss him on his forehead, tell him I love you, Uncle Roy, and he always called me Susie Q. Used to drive my cousin crazy. She'd get so aggravated when I'd be called that. But that was my last time, and he looked pretty good to have gone through chemo as long as he had. But it just everything hit me, and I think it's because the person called Keithan this morning, and they said I couldn't. After 12 hours, I couldn't go to sleep without calling y'all, without calling you Mr. Keithan, without letting you know, because it breaks my heart what I'm seeing. I think that I think that's what got me this morning. And if some of you think like Casey, Mom, the 80s wants their jacket back. Well, the 80s can't have it because my oldest brother gave this to Keithan, and it was the 80s. Gave it to him for Christmas, and I miss him too. So it just happened to be handy to cover up my shoulders. Pray for me, and I'll try to be back tomorrow. I thought I was over the sad, but it's just so much sad. Any of you that listens to 8 minutes, 8 something minutes of my snotty cry, I'm sorry. Um, and you guys, please pray for Traci and Denise, their pain. Please pray for Sonia. Please pray for all of us that we can all get together, back together on the panel together. Lizz, Sandy, and Monique. Look, Monique thinks she's not going to come live with us, but we can figure it out. How we can patch her in live on through her phone. But there's other people out there too needing prayer. So many that I don't want to I don't want to forget and leave anybody out. But we have, I guess, prayer warriors that I call them, my sisters, and through all their aches and pains and their heartaches, and we pray for each other. We pray for other people. I share when somebody has a request. Oh, and Tracy's mom, you guys. Please pray for Tracy's mama. She has come down with that virus. And her husband's at home on quarantine. So it's just what is. Oh goodness, it's 10 minutes. You guys know how I am about cutting things off. But you guys pray that we can come back on tomorrow, Thursday, and have an enjoyable time. And thank you guys for all your support and your love that you show me. I appreciate it more than you can ever know. So until tomorrow, you guys, have a blessed day until I see you again.